Hi everyone, welcome back to WesKnows Tech News and Reviews. As you can see, I'm quite happy and quite content with myself. The fact of the matter is, Amazfit UK have just sent me the GTR2E. So finally I can compare the flagship, the GTR2, which I've got right here, against the shortcut version, the GTR2E. But what I'm going to show you in this quick and an initial impressions review is that the GTR2E is no shortcut version of this one. In some cases it offers a bit more than this one. Anyway, GTR2, GTR2E. Let's do a quick review because, well, I just got it and I just want to show you guys how exciting this watch is. If you are new to WesKnows Tech News and Reviews, we talk about the latest tech news. We do brutally honest reviews and share hacks and tricks along the way. So when I just pulled out the GTR2E from its box, I thought, hold on, it's supposed to be just a more simple version of the GTR2. But that's not the case. It looks just as awesome. In fact, it feels bigger and lighter. It just doesn't make sense, but it looks awesome. It feels so smooth, so big, everything. I swirl it around and it's just great. The fact is, you've got this awesome watch on your hand and it looks like a very expensive $200 watch, but you can get this for like 120 or 130 pounds or 120 or 130 bucks. Either way, looks amazing, but let's talk about the differences, right? Because we know there have to be differences. If you're paying 180 pounds or 180 bucks for this one, then why are you paying 60 bucks less for this one? Anyway, the differences are in the details. So let's talk about the GTR2, what it has that the GTR2E doesn't have. Okay, so the GTR2 has 3D glass, while the Amazfit GTR2E has 2.5D glass. Now, what's the difference? 3, 2.5? Nah. Well, there is a difference actually. So if you think about just a very plain phone, a mobile phone, so a plain piece of glass on top is going to be flat all around, in the middle and on the edges. But if we're going to be talking about 2.5D glass, is when it's flat in the middle but it's curved around the corners. And 3D glass is when you get the curvature around the middle as well as around the corners. So the GTR2 does feel a bit more special when you actually play around with the screen and as you move from the options and the screens just all around the watch. Another awesome thing on the GTR2 is that there is a speaker. Not only do you have a microphone where you can say your offline commands, but you actually have a speaker so you can actually do Bluetooth calls right off your wrist. On top of that, you can actually play music from the speaker. The quality may not be amazing, but it's a very nice and cool feature. Well, with the GTR2E, there is no speaker. There's only a microphone. So you can speak into your watch and you can give it voice commands. So you do still have the voice control, which is excellent. But again, no speaker. So that's another shortcut. Another big one is music. So on the GTR2, on the global version, there was 4 GB of inbuilt storage. On the Chinese version, there's 3 GB. On the GTR2E, there's none. So you can't download music to your watch. It's a bit of a shame, agreed. Well, you still got your Bluetooth music. The amazing thing is that this is it. There's nothing else that the GTR2 can do that the GTR2E can't. On the other side now, let's take a look at what the GTR2E can do that the GTR2 can't. So let's start with the best thing ever, battery life. So the manufacturer is actually claiming that the GTR2 can last with typical usage around 14 days or 2 weeks. Now, I've done numerous reviews on the GTR2 and as usual, I don't agree with the typical usage by the manufacturer. I think that the GTR2 can last you a solid 9 to 10 days. Now, on the GTR2E, the claimed manufacturer battery life is 24 days for typical usage. That's 3.5 weeks. So let's say we just shave off a third and you are still left with at least 2.5 weeks of battery juice. How amazing is that? Another thing that we have on the GTR2E that we don't have on the GTR2 is the temperature gauge. Now, this is a funny one. because we've had the GTS 2E in, and I was baffled by the temperature gauge. So it's supposed to be measuring the temperature of your skin, but that just doesn't make sense, because as soon as I walk outside, so I do expect my skin to be somewhere around 36 degrees as of a healthy human being, but because the actual thermometer is on the watch, so obviously it's outside. So if the outside temperature is cooler than your skin temperature, you're gonna have an averaging effect, and you'll be down, let's say it's 10 degrees outside plus 10 and your skin is 36, so you'll be stuck in the middle with somewhere around 22, 23 degrees shown by the temperature gauge. I'm not quite sure what that thing is for, but it's a cool gimmick toy. Fine, let's leave it in there. But nonetheless, it is on the GTR2E, but it's not on the GTR2. The displays on the two watches are amazing, 1.39 inch each. Both of these watches have AMOLED displays with a huge resolution of 454 by 454 pixels. So high contrast, very bright colors, and it's just, yeah, they look almost identical, but the difference is a third of the price. Now, so we mentioned what the GTR2E is actually lacking. So it's lacking inbuilt storage for music, and it's lacking a speaker. Well, yeah, okay, but how important are those things? Do they actually cost, or do you value those two items for a third of the price? I'm not sure. Anyway, I do have to say that the GTR2E does look a bit more smart, because there's something about it. I can't quite put my finger on it. I will put my finger on it though in the full and the comprehensive review of the GTR2E, but we'll get to that later. For now, I think that the GTR2E is a great deal. But again, this was an initial impressions review. It's just a 5-minute chat about the watch. Hopefully you like it. If you like this initial impressions review, then please drop us a like. And if you want to see more of the same, and if you do want to see the comprehensive comparison between the GTR2E as well as the GTR2, then please subscribe to make sure you don't miss it. And of course, I will be doing a comprehensive and full review of the GTR2E on its own in the next couple of days. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.